Swaggy Bum, and I'm back with another episode of Freestyle Friday. So happy to be back, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed my last episode where I talked a lot about being freelance and 5 of the rules, like lessons that I've learned in the past month and a half of being freelance. I got a lot of good feedback about that episode, so hopefully you guys got to watch. If you didn't, be sure to go back and watch that episode after you watch this one. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that little bell in the corner so that you always get notifications about when I release a new video. Now, today's topic is going to be about having children. So, I'm 28 years old. I am in a committed relationship. Although it's like still kind of fresh. Me and my boyfriend has only been together for 2 years. We're actually about to celebrate our 2-year anniversary soon and have a really special video coming out for that one. But we are really connected. We know that we want to get married. We know that we want to spend the rest of our lives together. We have intertwined our families, so I'm really connected with his family, he's really connected with my family, and the whole shebang, and I love it. And I know for a fact, like, this is it for me. I love this man. Now, he does have a daughter who I also love, and she's 5 now. And I think I do a really good job at, like, loving her as if she's my own and just treating her like how I would treat any of my nieces and nephews, which is great. He loves it, I love it. We all good in the hood. However, my family and friends get really disturbed, and even like strangers, like, you know, when you just end up having conversation with random people, everyone gets really disturbed when I say I don't know if I want kids. Like, I love them to death, but me and kids, not really sure if it's on my to-do list. I know I want a successful career. I know I want to get married to this man. I know I want to buy homes. I know a lot of things, but having kids ain't one of them. And it's so funny because, you know, the holidays are coming up. Thanksgiving is my absolute favorite holiday ever, and I know it's wrong to love Thanksgiving because what it means to our Native American family, but I love the camaraderie of Thanksgiving. Like, I love getting together with my family and friends and cooking. And so even if it wasn't like, even if we did it on a random Sunday, like, I love that. I love getting together with my family and making big meals and just making a big deal out of it. And so what happens is during the holiday, like, you know, you always got that aunt and that cousin, that sister or that brother who's like, so when are you about to have kids? Or when am I gonna get a grandchild? Or when am I gonna get a niece or a nephew? I'm ready. Everybody is ready until the fucking baby comes and no one's there to help you. Okay? And what happens is every time I get asked that question, I'm like, now y'all know. One, if I do have children, like, let's say later on I decide, like, you know what, I feel like I'm missing something in life. I want to have children. I feel the need. I'm yearning for it. Then I'll have it. But as of right now, like, I'm okay. And I know people say, like, your biological clock is ticking and you need to really think about this and consider it, and but it's not on my to-do list, and I really don't think it's that important for me to be thinking about right now when I have so many other things to think about, like financial security. Okay? Kids ain't cheap. It's not easy to just pop one out and be like, we gonna survive on love. It's not happening. Housing. You know, I love my little apartment right now, but is this suitable for a child? My landlord says no. You know, so making sure that I'm mentally stable enough to have a child. I don't know if I have that yet. Like, I'm still working on loving myself. I'm still working on, you know, dealing with patience and having patience. Like, I know that my patience runs kind of thin, especially with children sometimes, you know, like when I'm babysitting my nephews and I'm like, stop doing that, don't do that, stop running, don't jump over there, da, da, da. And I find myself just talking all day and telling them what not to do. Like, so you mean you want me to do that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days in a year? I don't know. Like, the great thing about nephews and nieces is you give them back. You know, like when they don't live with you, you get to give them back to their parent and be like, okay, I had my turn, you know. So that's really what I'm dealing with right now. And I think it's so funny because I actually ran into an old friend the other day, and he was like, oh my god, what are you doing now, how you doing, whatever, you know, we're catching up, and I'm telling him all that I'm doing, and he's like, oh, that's really dope. And he's like, you don't have no kids? And I was like, no. Like, I didn't know that was a requirement. 28, have kids, get a job, have a career. Like, where they do that at Sway? Who said that? Who said that? Okay? And he was really shocked that I don't have a child. And he was really shocked that, like, I don't want kids. Like, I don't know what it is about a woman not wanting a child that really, like, offends people, but it's like mind-boggling to me. Like, so you're really offended at the fact that I don't want to bring a child into a situation not knowing if I'll be able to care for them, to love them unconditionally, to nurture them, to provide for them. Like, you can't just be like, I'm gonna have a child and, like, I understand, okay, cool, I understand, like, learning as you go, right? Completely understand. You're never gonna know what it's like until you actually have a child of your own and you're actually going through the process. But I think you have to have some type of willingness and readiness. Those two things. And readiness, not in the financial aspect, because I don't think you can ever financially prepare yourself for a child unless you're really making like 6 figures and know how to balance your checkbook and are financially stable and financially aware. Like, that's a whole different conversation. But I think readiness in, like, okay, I've made this decision, I'm going to have a child, me and this parent, you know, my co-parent, will love this child unconditionally, will care for the child together. And that's another thing. I don't want to be in a situation where I have a child and then that splits me from my child's father, and now I'm sitting here being a single parent. Like, I don't have the assistance that a lot of people have, and so that's a fear for me too, you know. So I want to make sure that, like, I'm really taking my time to know my boyfriend. We're taking our time to spend time together, asking all these questions like, what was your childhood like? What do you agree and don't agree when it comes to, you know, taking care of a child and raising a child, and what type of schooling do you want your child to go to? Like, those are all the conversations that I think you need to have before deciding to have a child. Before you even decide to bring a child into this world, you need to know if you and this person are going to be able to raise the child together, and make the, like, what am I trying to have like the same morals when it comes to raising a child, and understanding that you have to agree. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so easy for people to be like, you have to have a child, you have to have a child, you have to have a child. But I don't think people really think about the steps that it takes to have a child the steps that it takes to raise a child. Because it's easy to have a child, like, child, it's even fun if you ask me, okay, I guess nobody asked me. But to actually raise a child and raise that child to be a good person and have values and have morals, all while you're still learning and implementing that in yourself, I think that's really a hard thing to do. And so I'd much rather not. Like, as of right now, I don't want to. And it's so funny because my boyfriend told me straight up, he was like, look, we don't want kids right now, and I agree with you. However, by the time I hit 40, if you decide you still don't want kids or whatever, I ain't having no kids after 40. Like, that's, he told me straight up, no kids after 40. So I'm like, okay, I got 9 years to decide if I want a child or not. Like, that sounds like enough time, I guess. Like, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with him giving me the ultimatum. I don't think there's anything wrong with, well, I guess it's not an ultimatum really, but like him giving me that cutoff point. And I don't think there's anything wrong with me unsure if I want children and really leaning on the side of not wanting a child. I feel like I'm not pressured to have a child because he already has one, which is great, you know, because I feel like a lot of times men or women get pressured into having children because their spouse wants one, maybe their spouse is older and like know that, you know, their biological clock is ticking, or men really just wanting a child and really want to start that family early so they're not like an old dad. Like, but I'm so thankful I don't have like that pressure on my back and weighing on me, because I think that would be like a totally different conversation. But to all the people out there that think it's weird or want to make women feel uncomfortable about not wanting a child, it's very unfair. For one, you are not in charge of a woman's body. Just because she can produce a child does not mean that she wants to produce a child, and that's really her decision to make. So don't make her feel bad about it. The world is already gonna do that. If you're a close family and friend, like, shame on you, shame on you, shame on you. Don't do that. Especially, like, I'm Caribbean, so they be quick to tell you whatever the hell is going on in their brain, and it's not right. It's not right. They be like, you don't want to have a child, like, what is your like, straight up, what is your point of existing? And I'm like, to be a good person? I don't know. I didn't ask to be on this earth. I just had to figure it out while I was here. So if you are Caribbean, I sympathize with you because I know what it's like. But really, just be sensitive to people, be understanding, be compassionate, because not everyone is meant to be a mother. Not everyone qualifies. And I was actually listening to this podcast, and it was talking about how a lot of times women have children when they know they don't want to, just because they're of a certain age. Like, let's say you're dealing with a guy and you end up getting pregnant and you're like 35, and in your head you're like, oh my god, I guess I have to keep this child now because I'm 35 years old. I may not be able to have another one. Do I even want one? I don't know if I want kids, but I'm old enough to have one. I'm making enough to have one. I'm in a relationship. I might as well. And it's just like, actually no. Like, you don't have to have a child just because you are of a certain age. You don't have to have a child just because you're financially stable. You don't have to have a child just because you're in a committed relationship. That's not why you should be bringing a child into this world. You should bring a child into this world because you want a child. You should bring a child into this world because you love kids and you want to nurture them and you want to love them and you want to show them the way, and you have a great home to bring them into. Like, not because it's guilt, not because you feel like you have to. Like, you ain't gotta do nothing but stay black and die, as my aunt would say. But if you white, you stay white and die. Asians say, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So, like, don't ever feel like you have to do something just because you're a woman and you can do it, or because science says, this is what we're made to do. Maybe you're not made to do it, and that's okay. And learning and accepting that for myself has been the biggest eye-opener for me. Even being able to vocalize it to people, feeling comfortable enough to do that has been like a game changer for me, because it feels like freeing, you know? Like, I feel like, whew, yeah, yeah, ooh, like, that's how I feel whenever I say it. I'm like, ooh, yeah, I'm free. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need anyone tying me down to their own expectations for me that I didn't give myself. So just be gentle if you're dealing with this for yourself. Be gentle with yourself and know that you can give yourself permission to feel this way. And if you change your mind, don't let people tell you, remember when you said, yes, I remember. I'm the one that said it, ain't I? Like, you don't gotta remind me. I know what I said when I said it and how I said it, but maybe I changed my mind. Maybe I do want kids. Maybe I get pregnant by accident and I'll be like, oh my God, I have a life. I have a life inside of me. I can't give it up. I won't give it up. Maybe. Or maybe I might be like, ooh, got this life inside of me. Where's that plan B pill again? Like, you just never know. I've never taken plan B before, but you understand what I'm trying to say. So as the holiday approaches, I just want to remind people to be sensitive, be kind, and most of all, mind your goddamn business. Anyways, guys, that's a wrap on my Freestyle Friday. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you guys. Please leave all the comments. Even if you want to be a shady boots, I would love to hear it. And if you guys have any suggestions on what topics you would like to hear from me, please drop it in the comments or send me a DM on Instagram at @theswaggybum, or feel free to even email me, stylemejennifer@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment again, and hit that little bell in the corner so that you get all the notifications whenever I post videos. Don't forget, every Wednesday is fashion on the YouTube channel, and every Friday is Freestyle Friday, where I will talk about anything that's going on either in my world, pop culture, or whatever you guys want me to discuss. Love you guys. Thank you for watching.